I don't know why I waved at you. It's kind of like, what's up, babe? You know what I mean? It's like I'm so like nonchalant. I'm shake my dreads. Trump announces UFC at the White House. Jon Jones and Conor McGregor want in. Lots going on. Honestly, not a lot. I don't know why I said lots. Nothing going on this week at all, really. It's honestly sad. 0 fighters did anything this week. They all just stayed inside their houses and did nothing, similar to me. We'll get into it. Whatever. We're going to start off with the official announcement from Donald Trump himself, Big T.
Are going to have special events in honor of America 250, and I even think we're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have. Does anybody watch UFC? The great day in the world. We're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House.
So Trump, July 4th, is talking about their plans for the next year, and he announces that Saturday, July 4th, 2026, they're going to have a UFC fight on the grounds of the White House. Now, is this going to happen? Probably not. If we're honest, probably not. Although there is some, Dana White, we can go here, did confirm, and this isn't from Dana White himself, this is from Full Violence, but Dana White did confirm himself in his story that this is true. They will be holding a UFC fight at the White House. I don't know how they're going to do it. You know, how many, is it going to be like an Apex event where there's like 35 people there? Maybe. Feels like so dangerous, you know? The White House is hosting fights, but if you want me to host news and fight breakdowns for you as I continue this channel, please hit that like and subscribe button for more like this. This has sparked interest throughout the entirety of the sport. Everybody is asking. If we were to make the card, honestly, we can probably do that because this is kind of a short video. Who like fighters that I want on the card? Sean Strickland, if they're going to the White House. Sean Strickland, Colby Covington. Those are 2 easy ones right there. I feel like it cannot be a White House event without a Sean Strickland or a Colby Covington. What champion represents America? They could do Aspinall Jones. Jones did say that he has re-entered the testing pool for this White House event. So the main event could be, it has to be a pay-per-view, right? It's going to be a pay-per-view. Main event, Jones Aspinall. Perfect, poetic story. Ends at the White House grounds, and England finally gets their get back. Then who else do we have? Sean Strickland versus maybe run it back with Izzy. This is a year in the future, so that fight could happen in the meantime. But if it doesn't, run it back with Izzy. I want to see that. Get a Colby Covington on there. Colby Covington can fight fucking some schmuck from unranked welterweight. Give him the loser of Wonderboy Bonfim, which is this weekend. So again, they might fight again. Who knows? I'm making it for current day rankings, which it's in a year, so the whole landscape of the UFC might change in that time, but I feel like it's going to be a Weili Jandiroba and a Shevchenko versus maybe a Jasmine Jasudavicius, but we can't have a Chinese and a Russian fight in the co-main event at the White House. We're going to need a Kayla Harrison in there. I feel like her division is cooked. Maybe Valentina moves up, but I don't see that happening. I don't know what else to make for the card. We need a Kayla Harrison main event or co-main event. Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall main event. Get Sean Strickland. Get Colby Covington. Sean Strickland versus Izzy. Colby Covington versus like trying to think who's like a lower, like maybe a Grant Dawson. We're connecting news here. Colby Covington versus a Neil Magny. This bet was originally scheduled for UFC 318. Gunnar Nelson is injured. I don't know exactly what the injury is. This is confirmed, though. This isn't like a verdict conspiracy theory. This is confirmed. Gunnar Nelson has pulled out of his fight against Neil Magny due to injury. I think Neil Magny will be back, but I feel like that would be such a good fight. Or like a Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal's fighting soon, I think. So I think he just got booked in this video. We're going to talk about it. The Carlos Prates booking. Also, Conor McGregor. We have to get Conor in the co-main, right? He posted an AI picture of Michael Chandler and him facing off. Bro, the fight is never happening. You're never fighting Michael Chandler. Chandler's never getting that McGregor money. We all know you're not coming back, Conor. If Conor Mack returns, dude, I'll delete my YouTube channel. I swear to God. If Conor Mack comes back, I'll delete my YouTube channel. But he was also talking. So, rebuilding the card, main event, Jones Aspinall. Co-main, Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. Reminder that this was once a pay-per-view headliner. Not even a championship, just a Conor McGregor fight headlining a pay-per-view. That's the buys that he brings in. Feature fight, Kayla Harrison versus some women's bantamweight. Like, honestly, I feel like Juliana Pena sucks, but I feel like she's the best women's bantamweight that's not Kayla Harrison. Who else is in that division that's good? Feature fight, Kayla Harrison versus Eileen Perez. Nope. Feature, maybe though. Eileen could go on a win streak. I mean, she's already on a win streak, but just she maybe needs 2 more. And her style is very boring, but it wins. So we could see an Eileen Perez versus Kayla Harrison. Eileen's getting mauled, but I meant to say Kayla Harrison versus a Norma Dumont feature fight. That would be a good fight, I think. Norma Dumont's pretty decent. Second main card fight. Fight before the feature fight. I don't know what it's called. That's going to be Sean Strickland versus Israel Adesanya. Izzy, former champ. Sean, former champ. They're running it back. They fought for a championship back in 2023. Run it back with Izzy. That was it was a domination by Sean. But Izzy kind of, looked really off in that fight. That's not how Izzy fights at all. I think it's worth a run back. Opening the main card, Colby Covington, because Colby sells. Colby talks a lot. He's a seller. Versus, who did I say? Oh, like a Neil Magny, maybe a Jeff Neal. If Jeff Neal loses, give him a Colby Covington. Both American, opening up the main card. I feel like that's a really good main card that I've just built. That's it for the White House news. We're going to continue here. The UFC announced this morning that they are heading to Qatar. I woke up, this was the first thing that I saw when I woke up today. I mean, it's just, I don't know how to say it without sounding really bitter. Why is the Middle East getting 5 main events, 5 fight nights in a year? I know America gets a lot, but it's an American company. When was the last time they were in Brazil? Mexico's getting 2. I'm not even mad at Mexico getting 2. And then we go, Canada gets 1 a year? You, Dana White, you yourself said that Canada was the mecca for mixed martial arts. Granted, he said this in 2012 or something, 2011. It's been a while. But bro, rejuvenate, as a Canadian, rejuvenate the sport here, man. You just left us to hang and dry. Just left us. We're the mecca for your combat sport, and you're just not coming here anymore. Once a year, and it's a shit card every time as well. The last 3 years you've been here have been dog shit cards that do not sell. Bilal Muhammad main event, by the way. A Bilal Muhammad main event in Montreal. Toronto was Sean Strickland versus Drickus 1. That card was just bad in general. You went to BC. It was Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena 2 main event. You went to Edmonton. That card was actually not horrible, but it was a flyweight main event. What are we doing? We cannot be having flyweight or heavyweight main events. Ban them from the main event slot. Flyweight puts on bangers. There's some flyweight guys that will put on a banger. But then there's a Mateus Nicolau, which I'm only bringing up because I don't know if you guys seen the Connor Burks video where they got a mystery box of UFC posters that were signed by everybody. And then they were all flyweight or heavyweight main event Apex cards. You can't put an Amir Albazi flyweight in a main event slot. You can put a Brandon Moreno, but not an Amir Albazi. You know what I mean? It's such a hit or miss division. Half the fighters are really fun to watch. The other half are boring as shit. There's no in between there at all. Anyways, why is the Middle East getting 8 events per year? It just doesn't make any sense. Abu Dhabi, Azerbaijan, Saudi Arabia. They're booked 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from Saturday, Saudi Arabia. Qatar. It's, you know. And it's not even like you have that many that region champs. And I'm including Dagestan in that. You have Marab from Georgia. I don't know if that's going to sell. A Marab. I don't think that's going to sell. You have a Ilia Topuria champion. He's from Georgia. That's not going to sell. Pantoja's from Brazil. I think Magomed Ankalaev is the only Muslim champion. Why are they getting 8 events a year? Why aren't you going to Georgia? Why aren't you going to Spain for Ilia? Ilia's your biggest star right now. Go to Spain. Sell out a soccer venue in Spain. But we're going to Qatar, guys. Next news. Brandon Moreno is looking to fight against Brandon Royval. Brandon Royval just got... I mean, that was a banger. That was such a good fight. He didn't get mauled. It was a really close fight. It was a heater, bro. It was such a fun fight. Royval took a loss, a very close loss. I feel like, honestly, if that knockdown in the last second of the last round didn't happen, I think he was winning that fight. I think that knockdown won the fight for Joshua Van. Because it was 1-1 going into the third. And I think the third was really close. If that knockdown didn't happen, I think I would have gone with Royval to win that fight. He posted on Instagram, I'm 1-1 with the Assassin Baby. Get me on UFC Noche. The Assassin Baby, Brandon Moreno, responded, I accept September 13th, Moreno versus Royval 3. I think that's such a good fight. That is such a good fight. Moreno versus Royval 3 is heat. I love Brandon Moreno. I think that he's the best we've ever seen him right now. I think current day Brandon Moreno has a good chance at beating Pantoja. He got into being the champion and all his stuff with Figgy. He was young, man. He's like, what, 31, 32 right now? In his prime still? I think current day Brandon Moreno has a good chance of beating Pantoja. I want to see them run this back, though. This is such a good fight. I got Brandon Moreno to win. I'm a big Brandon Moreno fan, so. Brandon Moreno always fighting in trilogies. That's a good point from Stick Figure E on Instagram. That's a really good. Why does Brandon Moreno keep getting a trilogy? I guess he's so good that he's good and his competition is good, and they just keep going back and forth and beating each other. What a good division. What a good division. Love Brandon Moreno. I'm a big fan. We continue to the next fight, to the next news, which now we're getting to fights. 4 fights to talk about. Modestas Bukauskas has been booked to fight against Paul Craig at UFC Paris. Just make it a pay-per-view, bro. Just make it a pay-per-view. We don't have a... How does September not have a pay-per-view? How does September not have... It's whatever. Modestas Bukauskas, what did he do recently? I did not see that fight because I had left the arena to go outside for a second. I don't have to explain myself to you. I just had left the arena for a moment. All right? Modestas Bukauskas, I don't even know who he fought. So I heard that was a really good fight, though. Everyone was talking about it when I came back in. I felt like I missed a banger, unfortunately. Coming out of a weird little thing, Paul Craig is coming out of a weird little thing with Halato. What's his name? Rodolfo Bellato. I just looked it up and I fucking forgot it again. Rodolfo Bellato. Their first fight was canceled because Rodolfo Bellato had herpes. Don't know how they got to fight again, but they fought again, and Paul Craig upkicked Rodolfo Bellato, and then Rodolfo Bellato was like, ah! And then he was freaking out, and then he woke up and he was like, where am I? And he thought the referee was trying to fight him. Big, get that man an Oscar, but Paul Craig already booked to be back in September, so I don't know. I guess he wasn't hurt from Rodolfo Bellato at all. Makes sense. I think that fight was a no contest. Should have been a disqualification, but it's okay. Dude, this is a good fight, though. Because I feel like Modestas Bukauskas is so mid. But Paul Craig is really good on the ground, and that's it. I think I'm gonna go with Paul Craig on this fight. My early prediction for this fight is Paul Craig by a decision. I think he will win on the ground, and he'll get it there easily. I think Modestas Bukauskas is like, he has some really good performances, and then he has some stinkers. And I think this is going to be a stinker for him. So, I mean, he just had a really good performance. It would make sense that his next fight was a stinker. We continue. Kevin Holland is taking on Daniel Rodriguez. I feel like I broke this down already, but this was posted 20 hours ago, so I don't know. Maybe it was just made official or something. I don't know. This is such a weird fight for Kevin Holland because he's coming off of a win over Vicente Luque to get ranked. Now he's fighting D-Rod, who I'm pretty sure is unranked. So then he called out Colby Covington as well. Kevin Holland. He said, I want the easiest fight in the division. Give me Colby Covington. Now they're giving him D-Rod. Like, he was calling for like a top seven shot. And they give him D-Rod? Not in the top 7. I think Kevin Holland is going to do very well at welterweight. I think he's finally locked in. That Vicente Luque fight was a masterpiece. Tapping out Vicente with his own choke. Not his own choke, but like Vicente loves the front choke. Kevin Holland was Anaconda on him. It's a pretty impressive victory for him. Daniel Rodriguez. Oh, he's coming off a crazy knockout win over. It was the dude with the ear, Santiago Ponzinibbio. He knocked out Santiago Ponzinibbio in the 3rd round of their fight, and Santi was hurt bad. That was a very good win for Daniel Rodriguez. I didn't have to look that up. My mind is healing. I'm starting to remember things. That was crazy. I got Kevin Holland in this fight. Seems like an easy one for me. Weird matchmaking. But every time I say that, the other guy wins. So, I don't know. Maybe it's good matchmaking. We continue. Marcus Almeida making his UFC debut on July 26th in Abu Dhabi against Martin Buday. Martin Buday, fat shit heavyweight. Marcus Almeida, even the guy in the comments said, I'm no casual, but who? And then everyone is hating on him because he didn't know who I don't know who Marcus Almeida is. Apparently, he's one of the best grapplers in the world. So, take that as you will. This is him, Marcus Almeida. Never heard of him before. Never heard his name in my entire life. He's 5-1 in MMA. Taking on 15-2 Martin Buday. We're going Marcus Almeida. Martin Buday sucks. Most of heavyweight does. As you can see, this is hours later. There is breaking news developing currently. Let's get right into it. Firstly, Randy Couture was in a very serious car accident. He was training for his drag racing debut, and he was airlifted out of the wherever. He suffered burns, smoke inhalation, and trauma injuries, but he is expected to make a full recovery. Prayers up to Randy Couture. It's so sad that these serious bad things, these injuries are happening to our fighters. We continue. We have a Ben Askren update. As of less than 40 minutes ago, Ben Askren, he apparently died 4 times during his hospital stay. He's really looking not that good, dude. It's actually quite sad. But it's looking like he's making a recovery here, so I'm glad that he's over the what is it called? The very bad parts of it. Prayers up to Ben. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, as it does really support my channel. And if you want more like this, turn on those notifications. I do these weekly, twice a week. I know last week was only once a week. I tried to do it twice a week, but I kind of wasn't feeling that well for the weekend. I was a little bit sick and, shitting out of my butt, and it hurt. So, I'll see you guys in the next one.